Are you a college student and you're looking for an internship, but you just can't seem to land one? You've pretty much searched everywhere, right? Well, I've had students in your exact same position with the exact same stress, and I have a solution that works. New to my channel, hi, I'm Jerica, and I love creating videos and online courses to help students succeed in college. And so if that's your jam, you can click subscribe, and then we're gonna talk about the technique on the other side. The technique that I find helps students land internships is to look locally. Look locally. Looking locally gives you so much more flexibility in the type of internships you can go after. For example, you don't have to worry about the flight to California or the flight to DC or New York or wherever the internship is, right? In this video, we're going to be talking about a few overlooked places to find a local internship that have worked for my students. One of the overlooked places to find a local internship is your local library. I was at my local library the other day. I have kids, so I take them to the library often. And when I was there, they have these huge screens, right? And on the screen were advertisements about different internships that were in the area. And these were internships with like Carnival Cruise Line and Verizon and things like that. And I was like, well, I haven't seen that online. That's pretty interesting. I want you, if possible, to go to your library. Don't just go to one, go to a few, introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm in college and I'm looking for an internship. Do you have any opportunities? Do you know of anybody that has an internship in the community? Why? Well, the library, honestly, is a hub for the community. And so a lot of organizations that don't go online, they will go by the library and drop a flyer saying that, hey, I'm looking for interns if you know anybody. And so you will be that anybody that they're looking for and have an internship that's pretty awesome down the street from your house. The second overlooked place to find a local internship are groups you and your family members are a part of. And so when I say groups, I want you to think of family and friends, the events that you guys go to. You have faith groups or sports groups. You have local groups, think like Rotary Club, Toastmasters, maybe you're in like a community service group or something like that. Specifically, when you go to these groups, and there are people in these groups that you know, they know you, right? I want you to start asking them this question. Do you know any internships in? And then you want to think about what you're specifically trying to study. I am looking to apply, and I could do it locally or somewhere else, but I'm just looking for internships. Or another question you could ask, do you know anyone that works in, and then you want to put in a specific field that's related to what you're studying. So for example, it could be, do you know anyone that works in law? Do you know anybody that works in international affairs? I would love to talk to them. Once you ask them that question, you want to give them some time to think about it, because your network with your family and friends in these different groups that you're a part of are super important in finding internships, especially local ones. And so when working with students, that is one spot that I say you have to check out, because a lot of people don't, and they're just missing so many opportunities that are just down the street from your house. I want to take some time to just say that when you've asked these people in your groups, right, I want you to follow up at least once a week. Why? Well, it keeps you top of mind. And I have heard so many stories of people that are just like, hey, I actually don't know anybody. But then within that week, they meet someone at the grocery store that does know some type of internship opportunity for you, or does know someone that works in law or something like that, that you can then, when you ask them again, right, they'll be able to say, oh yes, actually I did meet someone at the grocery store that can help you out. I know this seems like a crazy story, but it actually has happened, and it happens quite often. And so you want to remain top of mind. The next overlooked place to find a local internship is your career service center. And I'm telling you, you need to go there. There are a lot of students that never visit their career service center. They clown on the career service center. They say it's not cool, it's not important. But guys, you are spending all of this money to go to college. And the number one reason people are going to college is because they want to land a job. So you should be visiting your career service center as much as possible. But when people go to the career service center, what I find is that a lot of students have this like laid back approach, and they want the workers at the career service center to be like mind readers. And it's super hard to be a mind reader. So I'm going to give you some questions that you should ask when you go to the career service center and you're looking for an internship. So the first one is, what internship do you recommend for my particular career? The next question, do you have anyone that you recommend I talk to about this particular career? And then the third one, do we have any alumni in this particular career that I could talk to? One of those questions should respond with a yes. And if the answer is yes, then you want to connect with them and you want to start that journey. The next overlooked place to find a local internship is LinkedIn and Handshake. I'm going to say this until I cannot say it anymore. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on Handshake if you're a college student. There are so many internship postings on the site that never make it to these other platforms that you're on, let's say Instagram or TikTok. And if they do, there's already been an overwhelming amount of applicants that have already applied, right? And so you want to be the first one. The early bird gets the worm. If you have an account on LinkedIn, you're going to be able to curate your feed based on the video that I have here. You can just follow who you should be having on your feed if you are in college or early career professional. And you're going to start to see a ton of internship opportunities, a ton of early career jobs for you that you can apply to immediately. There are already a ton of college students doing this. You need to be on there doing the exact same thing. And if you're looking for more help as a college student on LinkedIn, I actually created a course. It's called Link You Launchpad, and it helps you go from overwhelmed on LinkedIn as a college student to confident and connected. There's so much information. There's a workbook. University students around the United States have already used it and have loved it. And so I want you to know that that opportunity exists for you. So that's part of the technique that I use to help college students find internships. I always have them to start local. Now, of course, you can find internships by applying to Indeed and all the standard places. But this technique that I talked about is something that my students use a lot, especially my first and second gen students, because finances and having to travel and all that is really a barrier to internships. And you don't have to do that. You can actually have an internship right down the street. If you're getting value from this video, please click subscribe and share it with a friend. I'll see you guys on the next video.